What's good in the hood? It's that time of the week again. Yes, it's time for another market update. So go grab your vibe juice and meet me back here in the comic room. And we're going to talk about some extremely hot variances. I'll be right back. We are back with another top 10 list and market update for you. Yes, for you, the comic book community. I hope you got your vibe juice. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share because we're going to drop a hot list every week. We've got a great show planned for you today. It's good vibes only, ladies and gentlemen. We only do this for the love of the hobby. I do it for you. I do it for the culture, baby. We got a hot list. Check it out. I'm going over these variances that were at the 2024 New York City Comic-Con. A lot of them have taken over the list. But right now, we're going to start the list off at number 10. We've got Absolute Batman. And this is Ian Bertrain 1 1/4 ratio variant. And this book is super hot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this is the Strike While the Iron is Cold book. This variant is down 5.66%. But this can change as soon as the collectors figure out how hot this actually is. So this is a really, really great story arc, and it's off to a phenomenal start. All right, so cover A has a very low print run because not a lot of people understood how to actually order this book or how to go about getting it to their pull list. So what was sent out was sent out. Now, we also heard reports of how the print run was so low that a lot of comic book shops only ordered a few copies and put them on the shelves. So I also took that into consideration and started thinking, well, if there's a low print run on the cover A, then that 1 in 25 will eventually catch legs as well. So that's why I highlighted it on this week's show, all right? We got the last recorded sale for this book at $13 for a raw copy in near mint condition. The average price for this book is going for $24 right now. The average graded copy is about 95 bucks. And I'm thinking that those were pre-sales, all right? We've had a total of 83 total sales so far for this particular book. The highest known sale is $100 for a CGC 9.8, but fair market value has this book resting at $24 for the raw copy and near mint condition. Now, the beautiful thing about this book is that Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta, they hit this one right on the bullseye. They hit this book out the park. And I also took the opportunity to read that Absolute Wonder Woman. Whew. Yes, whole new direction. I totally recommend it. Definitely a book you're going to want to get your hands on, so don't sleep on this book, all right? The 1 in 25 might catch fire too. That's all I'm saying, all right? So I just want to make sure that you are aware. Absolutely, I got to share this information with you. That's why I track it. Dark Knight, without a fortune, but still able to do his thing. He's more gritty. He's more hands-on. It's a dope read. So definitely check it out. All right, Absolute Batman, issue number 1, and this is that Ian Bertrain 1 in 25 variant. All right, so make sure you check that one out. At the list at number 9, we got another hot book on the list, and this is the Exorcism at 1600 Penn, and this is that 1 in 10 Stephanie Hans variant. I like this particular book. This book is up right now, 5.98%. Last recorded sale for this book was $7 for a raw copy in near mint condition. Average price for the raw copy is $13, but we don't have any graded copies on this book thus far. So I'm going to keep my eye on this book and see what goes into CGC, and that way I'll get those numbers back to you as soon as I'm able to. But we did have a total of 21 sales for this book to change hands on the secondary market. We had a high sale on September 4th that took place, and that was for $20, and that was a raw copy that was in near mint condition. Fair market value has it resting at $13 for the raw copy in near mint condition. This sounds like something I could totally get into. When you got Poltergeist in the White House, oh yeah, I'm definitely around for that. I'm totally around for that. Haunting on 1600 Penn, I'm definitely around. The Exorcism at 1600 Penn, issue number 1. It's moving, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye out on it. It's definitely a recommended book. All right, guys, moving right along. At the list at number 8, we've got New York City Comic-Con variants taking over the market, taking over this list. Spawn, issue number 357, and this is the NYCC Peach Momoko Spectral Comics variant. All right, this one is unsigned though, because you had some that were signed by the Todd Father, but then you had some that were unsigned. This one's unsigned. It is limited to 500 copies. All right, print run alone makes this a hot book to get your hands on. This book is up 1.88%. Last recorded sale for this book was $250, and that was for a raw copy in near mint condition. Average price, $244, ladies and gentlemen, for the raw copy. Average graded copy is going for $408. Yeah, and that, I think that's, that's a little steep coming out the gate, which leads me to my next question. How do you guys feel about these variances coming out the gate, hitting these extreme numbers? Because if we, pay attention to history, that last one he did when he was doing, when Todd signed all of those King Spawn variances, they were going for like $1,000 to $1,200 coming fresh out the gate. But if you look back at those books now, you can grab those books for like $300, $400, $500, right? So what do you guys think about these variances that are coming from these cons and that are being sold at these extreme prices straight out the gate? I don't think many of them are going to hold their value. And this is one of the examples that I'm using. That King Spawn that was done a while back, they were all numbered and they were hot to death. Everybody wanted them. The community was going after them, but they eventually tapered off a little bit. But I'm still a big Todd McFarlane fan. I love the work that he does. I'm not, leaning any other way toward like he's still one of the greats, but at the end of the day, I do pay attention to the numbers, and I'm noticing that these books are coming out the gate super hot. They may go up a little bit, but when they taper off and tank out, like there's a lot of money being lost there. And I just want to know, how do you guys feel about that, right? Leave a comment down below, and I'm going to keep it moving, right? We had an all-time high for this particular book that sold hands, and that book was for $500. That was a CGC 9.8, Spawn issue number 357 of the Peach Momoko Spectral variant, right? Fair market value has this book resting at $244 for the raw copy in near mint condition, while NYCC, right, the New York City Comic-Con 2024 exclusive Peach Momoko is getting a lot of attention. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's still getting a lot of attention. I can't knock it, but I had to put it on the list because it's hot to death, all right? At the list at number 7, this is another hot New York City Comic-Con variant showing a lot of promise on the market. This is Absolute Batman, issue number 1, the Javier Fernandez Akira homage variant, and this variant was limited to 1,000 copies, right? This book is absolutely on fire right now, and I can't stress it enough. This book is up 18.80% with the average raw copy going for $188. Average graded copy will run you roughly about $135. But I'm seeing 9/8 of this particular book on eBay, and asking prices are anywhere between $499.99 plus shipping to $439.99 plus shipping, right? So it's right in that medium right there. Me personally, I think I'm gonna wait. I want to wait to see where this book lands at. I would love to have a copy of this book, but I think I'm gonna just wait to see where this book levels off at, and then maybe I'll give it a gander. You know me, I'm a strike while the iron is cold type of person. This book is extremely too hot for me to go after right now, all right? As a collector, sometimes we have to just, pay attention and don't make moves based on FOMO. I don't want to miss out, but I also don't want to pay a lot for that month. I just don't want to pay a lot for that. All right, so keep your eye out for Absolute Batman, issue number 1, the Javier Fernandez, the Akira homage limited copy, limited to 1,000 variant, all right? This book is hot. Keep your eye on it. At the list at number 6. This is definitely year of the variants, ladies and gentlemen. I told you, they're all over the list. And this is definitely year of the variants, right? So New York Comic-Con variants are definitely taking over. Daredevil, issue number 14. And this is the John Tyler Christopher 2024 New York City Comic-Con Radar variant. This variant is so hot. Look at this artwork. Yo, that's just crazy, man. I don't even have the patience to do that. That's just phenomenal that the artist is able to, that JTC is able to just pull that off, man. He's able to pull that off. This book right now, see, I see this as a buying opportunity because this book is hot, but it's down. Just because the book is down doesn't mean it can't still be hot. Pay attention to what I'm saying to you. This is a drink being poured for you. All right, just because a book is down doesn't mean it can't be hot. This book is still hot, and I see this as a buying opportunity. This book is down 50% right now. Last recorded sale for this book was $71 for a raw copy in near mint condition, with the average price for this book going for like $73. We got 11 total sales for this book right now, and the average with a high of $80, right, for a raw copy in near mint condition. We've had a raw copy of this book sold for $80 near mint condition. That's the high sell. Fair market value has this book resting at $73 for the raw copy in near mint condition. This is a hot cover, great design. Don't sleep on it. This is Daredevil, issue number 14, the John Tyler Christopher Radar variant, man. This book is on fire, so watch out. All right. We've made it to number 5 on the list. And before I go any further, allow me to invite you that if this is your first time stopping by checking out the channel, please consider subscribing to us. It really helps us out a lot. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you like this type of content, you know, I drop a little list every week. Come by, check me out, see what it do. All right, I'll keep you up to speed on what's hot, what's not, things you might want to cop, things you may want to avoid, right? Because sometimes FOMO gets in the way and it blurs the vision a little bit. But whenever you stop by, just know it's always good vibes. Good vibes only, ladies and gentlemen. We do it for the love. We do it for the culture. We are only here for the love of the comics. So anything else, check your nonsense at the door. And make sure you bring your vibe juice, whatever that is. Me, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm actually drinking 2-day-old coffee right now. Yes, I put it in the mic and it is delicious. All right, so hot cover. I got to talk about it. Don't be mad. I'm going to bring it to the community's attention. The book on the list for the second time. This book is on the list for the second time in a row, right? And it's for a good reason. First of all, it's a hot cover alert. Woo, woo. It's a hot cover alert, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Spears, Monsters, issue number 1, the Bridezilla cover. I love this cover, man. And apparently you do too, because you're the reason I got it on the list. The numbers continue to move on the market, right? This book is up a small amount, yes, but yet it has some steady gains at 8.91%. Last recorded sale for this book was $60 for the raw copy in near mint condition. It's such a beautiful cover. I think that is more than worth it, right? Average raw copy is $86. Now, this book is too fresh to slab, so we don't got any slabs on it yet, so there's no graded copies. But a $150 high is probably proof that the community likes this book. This book is definitely slab worthy, all right? We've got a $150 high, so that book is probably going to go in to CGC at some point, right? Fair market value has this book resting at $86 for the raw copy in near mint condition. Award-winning artist Mark Spears making the list for the second time in a row. I don't think you can go wrong with getting your hands on this book. It's definitely one to place in the PC, if only for the artwork alone, all right? So keep your eye out for Mark Spears, Monsters, issue number 1, the Bridezilla cover. Man, it's hot and perfect for this time of year, all right? At the list at number 4, ladies and gentlemen, we have Star Wars, and this is Battle of Jakku, the Insurgency Rising, New York City Comic-Con, Trinity Covers, Red Virgin variant. Oh my goodness, this joint is fire. Oh man, Darth Vader, yo, limited to 500 copies, all right? So keep in mind, you get your hands on one of these books, you may have something in the end, right? Not only would you get a good read, it's got a first appearance in there. This is the first appearance of Zeva Bliss, right? And this book is currently down, so it's a strike while the iron is cold book. And like I said, just because the book is cold doesn't mean that it's not hot. Now, the New York City Comic-Con brings all these variances to the community. It's up to you which one you purchase. Me, I go after a lot of hot covers myself, so I understand. But I also am learning how not to just jump at everything, you know what I mean? Because there's just too many. There's way too many. But this is one that definitely caught my attention. I think that red and black is just breathtaking. Always been a Darth Vader fan. So I had to bring you the numbers on this. With the average of $81 for a raw copy, This book is currently down 4.51%. So strike while the iron is cold, right? And I thought this book would have actually done a lot better than what it is, but I'm okay with that. That means I don't have to spend buku bucks to get my hands on this book, because this is one that I am going to go after, all right? So I'm sharing this with you. I don't just bring you comic books and say buy, 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 right? So these are books that I myself am interested in, right? And will possibly gain one for myself and add to my own PC. So I'm not just trying to sell you any books. Like, these are books that I too am interested in, and I'm just sharing that with you. So this is my list that you may want to pay attention to a little bit, because these books are hot. I want to add to my collection. You may want to add them to your collection. The choice is yours. All right. We got a total of 9 sales on this particular book so far. All right. But I'm actually probably going to be the 10th person to buy this book. This cover is fire, and I gotta have it in my collection. All right, I think it'll fit well right in my art collection, and it's showing signs of life. So let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss out. This is Star Wars, Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, the New York City Comic-Con, Trinity Comics, Red Virgin variant. And this book is limited to 500 copies. So if you're interested, now may be a good opportunity for you to get your hands on one. And we're going to hit the list and talk about number 3, all right? So this is the next book on the list, and it's such a beautiful comic book. Let's give it up for Avengers Assemble. This is issue number 2, and yet another New York City Comic-Con Liber Mijo Doom black and white variant, limited to 600 copies. And I'm going to be honest again, more transparency. I have already ordered a couple of copies of this particular variant myself. The moment I saw it, I had to have it. You guys know I'm a big Doom fan. This is a book that I definitely needed. The average price for this book was $75. This convention variant is, in my opinion, one of the better ones, right? So this is better than the rest. I'm going to jump out on a limb and say this joint is actually better than the rest. Like, Liber Mijo, like, yo, this guy's artwork is fire, awesome. Yo, I just can't say it enough. Like, so I'm a big fan, and I'm waiting for more numbers to come back on this particular book. I need more numbers to come back on this book so I can see where this book is going. But I had to share this one with you guys because this is Trinity. This is a Trinity Comics exclusive. Hot, 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 right? I wasn't at the New York City Comic-Con in the building, but I was in New York. I felt the electricity. I knew that there would be some variances floating around, so I went to eBay, I went to other people's sites, and I saw all these hot variances, and man, I had to grab them. I had to get a couple for myself. Now, again, I didn't go crazy, but I did grab a few of these variances for myself. When they come in, I'll definitely do the unboxing and show them to you guys, man. But yeah, this Avengers Assemble issue number 2, this Doom joint, yes, definitely one you're going to want to get your hands on. Keep your eyes out on it, ladies and gentlemen, because it's out there. It's definitely out there. At the list at number 2, right? From Bad Idea, we got to talk about The Lot, issue number 1. This book came out some time ago, right? This book came out a while back. But this book was super hot, right? It was super hot. But then it clipped off. It just fell off. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody said anything. But it seems to be surfacing again, right? This book has been optioned and is now getting the attention that it deserves, right? Last recorded sale for this book was $18 with the raw copy, all right? That was $18 for the raw copy. This book is up right now, 15.18%, with the average price for the raw copy being $17. Average price for the graded copy is $61. We've had a total of 160 sales for this particular book to change hands, and I think that number is going to continue to go up. The all-time high for this book in 2024 is $90, and that was for a CGC 9.8. All right, so I also checked on Go Collect to see where this book was at, and we've got 88 universal grades on the census. 86 of those are 9.8. All right, fair market value has the 9.8 registered at $90. There's one 9.6 and there's one 9.4 on the universal grade census. All right, so keep your eye out for this book, because if you're in the market for it, The Lot, issue number 1, is hot right now. And I dig that cover. It's perfect for this time of year. It's got a great story too. So definitely check it out. All right? And that one came from Bad Idea. Now, we've made it, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 hottest comic book in the galaxy. And we got to talk about Batman, issue number 489. This is the direct sales edition. This is the second appearance of Bane. Yes, I'm intrigued by the cover alone. This has always been a story that we've always loved. It's about time. I've actually never seen this book on anyone else's list, right? Yeah, I'm around. I check out a lot of videos. And I always try to make sure I go in the opposite direction. But I've never seen this particular book on anyone's list. So here I am, adding it to my list because it deserves this type of attention. We want to spotlight it because this book is fuego. This book is fire also, right? This book is up a captivating 156.33% and rising. Average price for the raw copy is $14. Average price for the graded copy is $16. No, excuse me. The last recorded sale for this book was $16, and that was for a raw copy in very fine condition. The average graded price for this book, yes, graded, is $102. Now, we've had a total of 448 sales for this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. 208 universal grades on the census. We've got 121 9.8s. We've got 38 9.6s, 22 9.4s, 9 9.2s, and 5 9.0s. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that lower hanging fruit, of course, you know, is going to be going for less. But the 9.8 is registered by fair market value at about $90 for this particular book. So, of course, lower grades are going to always go for less. Now, I also did a little check on CBCS, right? And we've had 3 sales for 9.8. For the last CBCS sale, the 9.8 sold in 2022. All right? Now, we've had 2 9.6 sales. Last 9.6 sold for $50, and that was in 2021. All right? So, these books are moving, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested in any of them, definitely go back, check eBay, maybe reach out to a seller and see what you can put together. But these are some hot comic books, and I definitely wouldn't mind getting all of them, but I can't. But I'll pick and choose my poison carefully. All right? That's your top 10 list. We've made it. I want to show you guys some comic books that I picked up for New Comic Book Day before I go. And like I always say, I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by, checking out the channel. Like, subscribe, share. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'm not going nowhere. It's good vibes only. All right? Real on the way out, I'll show you what I picked up. I got Nightwing issue number 119. I'm finna read this book as soon as I'm done with this video. As soon as I'm done editing and putting together this video, I'm reading this book, Nightwing. I've already read Absolute Wonder Woman. Man, this joint right here, you definitely have to read this book. I like where they're going with this story, man. Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman, yo, Wonder Woman, raised in hell. Didn't know who she was, but started figuring out, yo, she's got magic. Yo, she's being, as a child, she's being attacked by all types of hell-type creatures. And she's either whooping them or making them her friends. And she's just playing with them. But, yo, awesome story. Let me just show you a little bit. Starts off, it gets right to the business, ladies and gentlemen. So you get this book, you're going to dive right into the action. It's very well paced. It tells a great story. This is a great beginning. You get to see her raised, growing up in hell. Just some awesome writing and artwork. The artwork matches the story. It's like I said, it's definitely worth picking up. Definitely grab it before they disappear. I know they're going to put the second prints and all that out, but for those of you who want that first print, definitely go ahead and grab it. I ordered myself a couple of more copies. I even got that 1 in 25 coming, which I'm happy about that. All right. I got that Incredible Hulk, issue number 18. The Legacy variant is $7.99. The homage. Can't go wrong with the Incredible Hulk. I got X-Men, issue number 6. Absolutely. I got Iron Man, issue number 1. I believe this is the Stephanie Hans variant. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is. All right. I got that John Tyler Christopher negative variant too for Iron Man issue number 1. Got it. I got Alien Romulus issue number 1. And I got that face hugger variant. Extremely dope. All right. And last but definitely not least, I got Voices in My Head. And this is a one-shot from Image Comics. You know, and seeing as how I'm going to school to be a therapist, I thought this was right up my alley, so I had to grab it. Another book I can't wait to read. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, share. It's good vibes only, and always keep it comics. I'll see you guys later. You know what it is.